Let's talk about roadmap for learning Java. The very first thing is basic facilities, which typically refer to the core features and functionalities provided by the language itself in Java. These facilities include essential components and utilities that developers commonly use in their Java programs. Here are some of the examples of basic facilities in Java. The very first one is compilation and runtime. Both are described in a separate video that talks about the characteristics of compiled and runtime behaviors and what to expect. The second type of basic facilities are data types. Java provides both primitive and non-primitive data types, which are basically the smallest atomic unit for storing data in programming. The primitives data types are integer, double, boolean, etc. for representing basic values like integers, floating point numbers, the true or false values, or integral values with decimals, such as float and double. There's also a character called char, char, in Java. We also have non-primitives like string, array, or arrays, class. These are what we refer to as Java object or Java class. We will spend a couple of lectures to talk about these. There's also basic operators like assignments operator, arithmetic operators, logical, bitwise, so on and so forth. Arithmetic operators are like plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, so on and so forth. Assignment could be equals. These are unary operators. There's also binary operators like these, plus equal sign, minus equal, and ternary operators. That involves much more. We'll talk about all of these in other videos. Then there's control structures. Java supports control structures such as if-else, for, while, and switch statements. So these are statements for flow controls in programs that allows you to build logics and iterations where a set of statements or code could be evaluated or executed multiple times via these loops. There's a variety of Java libraries such as IOString, system handling via exceptions and things like that you could make use of. These are mechanisms for handling errors that occur during program executions. So you will use try and catch, finally and throw, statement. There's a lot of string manipulations. So in Java, there is a huge amount of library for that. These are libraries for enabling string manipulations, comparison, concatenations, and formatting. We also need to know to some extent when we get into intermediate, the importance of OOP, object-oriented programming concepts, involving inheritance, the use of data encapsulations, keywords such as private, protected, and public. So there's a lot of these things that are strewn in an intro to Java programming classes. We'll review most of this with focuses on basic facilities and some of the Java libraries, and definitely OOP to some extent throughout this course. First off, let's take a look at data types. This is on a high level, but I want you to have a visual of what constitutes these data types and what they are. You'll see a quick image of this where there are many data types in Java that could be segmented into either primitive or non-primitives. All of the primitives data types are part of Java, and these are not classes, but atomic unit that could be used to store various different data, such as Boolean, true or false, character, char, byte, short, integer, long. These are all integral values. Or you can have integral values with decimal points, with float that represents roughly 7 to 8 decimals versus double, which roughly equates to about 15, 16 decimal points. Of course, these are platform dependent. On the other hand, you also have non-primitive data types. These typically involves user-created or user-generated data types, or some of these data types are already in the Java SDK, like string, arrays, classes, and things that you can make use of already. We'll go over most of these data types in a separate video.